So I'm going to be making a pyramid. Let's see where I'm going to put that. So let's see, the top is going to be, let's say, So 10 point, what did we say that was? 10.44, so 10.5. I'll just go to about there. Okay, so I'm going to make a line here. And I'm just going to make sure that line is 6 centimeters long. Okay, so here's my start, and it's just going to be 6 centimeters. So there's the end. Okay, so I need a line that's going to come off that, and I need it to be exactly 90 degrees. So I can use my set square, you could use a perpendicular bisector. I think the set square is good enough for that. Okay, so the set square is this triangular looking thing that comes in your geometry set. Okay, and this has to be 6 centimeters long. And 6 centimeters long. And make sure it's 6 centimeters long here as well, and it is, okay? And if it's not, it means you've made a mistake. Okay, then I want to make the little triangles come off of this, and I want the distance to be, the distance has to be, well, this length, I don't know what that length is, but I need the height of the pyramid to be 10 centimeters, okay? And if we're looking at, this is the height of the pyramid, and the base of the pyramid is 6 across, so from the edge to the center of the pyramid is going to be 3 centimeters, and we want the height to be 10, so you have to use Pythagoras' theorem. So a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So 3 squared plus 10 squared is c squared. So that's going to give us 9 plus 100 is c squared. So 109 is c squared. So c is going to be the square root of 109. And we take our handy dandy calculator and do the square root of 109 is equal to 10.44. So 10.44 centimeters. Okay. So I want this length to be 10.44 centimeters. So I want to find the exact middle. Okay, and this time I'm going to use a perpendicular bisector. To do that, I put the point of my compass on the edge. I adjust it so it goes past the halfway mark. I usually go about 3/4 of the way. And I'm just going to make a little arc like that, put it on the other corner, and make a little arc. Okay, in fact, I might as well just keep going all the way around. I'm going to continue this arc as well. Okay, I'm going to go around. It's going to make a whole bunch of these little arcs. It'll be very pretty. So I'm just going around full circle. Whoops, something went awry there. Okay, now these lines, these are the perpendicular bisectors I was talking about. Okay, and if you're extremely careful, okay, so this is going to be 10.44 centimeters. So I take my handy dandy ruler. Where did it go? I've lost my handy dandy ruler. That's okay. I have another one. Somewhere. And 10.44 centimeters. 10 point, oh man, it's just at the edge of the paper here. Okay, good enough. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. Let me just draw my lines. And be very, very careful when making your lines. Make them nice and straight. Okay. Then I'm going to measure my 10.44 all the way across. And you can even use your compass for that, by the way. So 10.4, let's say that's about 10.44. Okay, and that gives me a line right there, and right here, and right here, and right here. Okay, so I'm being extremely careful. Okay, you see how careful I'm being? Has anybody ever heard the expression, measure twice, cut once?
No.
What does it mean?
Make sure of your measurement.
You have to talk louder.
Make sure of your measurement.
Yeah. Okay, in carpentry, that's a very important expression. Measure twice, cut once. Because if you don't measure twice, you end up having to cut it many times. Okay, so here is the outline of, this is the net of my pyramid. Now I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to use an X-Acto blade and a ruler. Okay, you have to be careful when using an X-Acto blade or when you're using anything sharp like that. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to use the handy dandy slicer. I'll be right back. When using an X-Acto blade, be very careful. I don't want you cutting your hands off. Yes. And to do that, I have got some paper, lots of scrap paper underneath, so that if I go through, it doesn't cut the desk. All right, and then underneath that, I have some more cardboard, just in case. Okay, but paper, lots of it is the way to go. Okay, so the first time across, I cut very gently, and then I go put a little bit more force on it the second time, and the third time, just a little bit more. You don't have to put a lot of force. So if the ruler is coming up like that, it means you're pressing too hard. Okay, and just do that for all the sides. But be as precise as you can. So that's all cut. Almost, just a little bit more. And hopefully I'll edit most of this out, because this is taking forever. Okay, now to score it. Okay, so I'm going to make this, let's say this is going to be the inside, or maybe the outside, it doesn't matter. Let's say if I wanted to score it on this side. Okay, so I want this to be the outside. And so what I'm going to be doing is cutting from here to here. Okay, now you can cut, because it's pretty thick cardboard, but what you do in general, if it's not thick cardboard, is you score. Okay, you can take the back of a pair of scissors and do this. over the back of the knife and do this, but you don't want to cut, you just score. And then, you very carefully bend, and if you did it correctly, it'll bend in a nice straight line, okay? That's a bit messy, I'm just going to maybe, well, that's fine, okay, and there it is. Okay, so I'm just going to continue going around and scoring like that. Okay, and you can just bend it along those score lines. Okay. You have to make sure that you've scored deep enough to affect the cardboard, to basically dent the cardboard in the right direction, so that when you fold it, it folds exactly along those lines. Okay, and if I made it correctly, I should get a nice pyramid. Okay, there's my pyramid. All right. And there we go. And I might make a little triangle to show the height, but the height is not the same as the slant height. Okay, and there we go. And you can see there's a little imperfection here, that one of these, this triangle, is a little bit longer than the others. Okay, and the others meet up precisely. That one doesn't quite. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about being exact. If you do your math and your measurement right, everything should meet up perfectly. Okay? Have a good day.